The Great American State Fair, remember that? It led up to Trump's 4th of July speech where he warned Americans that there's a new red scare in the country. Take a look.
America is back, and we want to keep America great. America will never be a communist country. Won't happen. Communism is a loser, and it always will be. The communist system is the opposite of the American system, and the communist system has never worked. Our warriors did not fight communism on battlefields across the world, only to have that menace rear its ugly head right back here in America. We're not going to let it happen.
Speaking of ugly heads. Wrong. That was wrong of me. That was wrong of me.
No, it's good. It's right.
You know, they always drag out the commie card when they're really drowning, it seems. I mean, people need to have affordability. He's trying to stop the midterm elections any way he can. Well, and so now it's all about the communist. I mean, come on, people, wake up.
He's trying to reframe democratic socialism as communism.
Yeah.
And you do that when you don't have anything to run on other than the corruption that you and your family and the big grift that they are. But what I'd like to point out is on America's 250th, Mamdani called for unity while Trump appeared to try to rewrite the past. We have a clip of how Mamdani reacted to 250 years.
We see a city of contradictions within a nation of contradictions. We see the wealthiest country in the history of the world, one where children go to sleep hungry, while the world's first trillionaire hungers for more. Those ideals upon which our nation was built, they are strong enough to endure any authoritarian regime, but only if we reach for them. For generation after generation, we have been told that when the world has sent its people to our shores, it has not sent its best. The work of fulfilling the values first enshrined in the Declaration of Independence, that work endures, and it belongs to us all.
Yeah.
You see? So that is a true celebration. In my view, that's a true celebration of patriotism because you have to confront both the nation's ideals and its flaws. And that's what Mamdani did, and that is not what Trump did. He celebrated himself.
That's right. And you know, and Mamdani is so eloquent. I wish I could just gather my thoughts like that. I just, you know, put my feelings on a cake. I think we have that picture. Can we show that picture? Yeah, that's what I do. Message it, like it's a message and I get to eat. That's like where I'm at.
250 years.
Yes.
We can do better.
Let's do better.
And my thing is this, listen, I watched clips of Trump's speech. It was after 11. I've got a baby, and I probably wasn't going to do that even if it wasn't at 11 p.m. I watched all of Mamdani's speech. Personally, neither really spoke to my vision of America. I thought both painted a bit darker of a version of where we are. I think this is the greatest nation on earth, but you, to Sonny's point, have to acknowledge our flaws. You have to acknowledge the ones that are still happening. You have to acknowledge past wrongs. But I've traveled to nearly every one of the 50 states. There's 3 I haven't been to. I've met people all over this country. I still think there's more that unites us than divides us. I think that you don't have to demonize the wealthy to lift up the poor. I don't think you have to demonize immigrants to be able to celebrate who has made this country. And I think that there's some scary things on the right that we have to be ready to call out. And when Donald Trump does things, I call them out. And there are some scary things on the left that we have to call out. Democratic socialism is not communism. And Donald Trump is right. This will never be a communist country. But there are some leanings of these democratic socialists that I do think are out of step with what America is.
But they have a fit when we yell the word fascist, call him a fascist. He doesn't like that.
But you can say it. And that's what makes America great, is you can say it. You can call him that.